in the mind. My point exactly. So, what this is showing is, did you know that your mind is just like an iceberg? You see, this is the iceberg, right? This is the water level. This is sea level. There's everything above the iceberg, and then there's everything below the iceberg. What this represents is everything above it is called your conscious mind. That's where 5% of who you are as an individual resides. The other 95% resides down here. So your culture, your habits, your attitudes. See, these things are all formed from the time you're 3 to 7 years old, roughly. Think about that. Genetically, the DNA, your pedigree, how your parents raised you, or whoever raised you, right? All that stuff is ingrained within you. Some of it you can't even prevent. Some of it you can't do anything about it at the time, or can you? You can. See, one of the limited beliefs that people out there have is they think, oh, you know what? Let me just back up a second. One of the things that irritates me the most when I work with clients, when they say, oh, you know what? I can't change that about myself. You know why? Because I've always done it that way. Oh, you've always done it that way. How's that working for you? You can actually change. In fact, you can change that quick. That quick. Each and every one of you. You say, you know what? I'm going to stop smoking. This is big with smokers that I work with, right? It's not the patch, and it's, you know what it is? It's something in their unconscious mind that makes them believe that they have to have a cigarette. It's the pattern. It's the pattern. And once you can correct that, they stop smoking. Just like you can stop biting your fingernails. And any other, and it's not just habits, right? This is anything you want to change in your life. But this is where it resides. So if you want to change something about yourself, you change it here. You don't change it up here. This is where they say, oh, willpower. Willpower doesn't do shit. I'm sorry. It doesn't. Willpower is power, but it's not going to get long-term, lasting change. If you want to change who you are, you've got to change the fabric of who you are. The fabric of who you are is in your unconscious. Remember that.
Can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you're saying culture, habits, attitudes, traditions, prejudice. Are you saying that the things that go down deeper in that iceberg are harder to change? Or is it just they're just all kind of listed?
No, there's not a specific pattern that you're believe. Well, let me take that back. Anything that is below the iceberg is ingrained. We say it's wired within you, right?
So they're all equal weight.
They're all equal weight, correct. There's no weight, like prejudice is not weighted differently than beliefs. They're all the same. All these combined make up 95% of who you are. So if you want to change the way you, I'll give you a perfect example. A couple weekends ago, my wife and I faced one of our fears, which was snakes. I still don't like the things, but one of our fears was touching an actual snake. So our friend had their, it was like a ball python or something like that, named Jade, and we said, you know what? We're just going to face our fear. Our belief that snakes are bad, snakes are evil. See, that's been ingrained with us. That goes back to biblical text, if you think about it, really. Serpents and snakes and stuff, right? So we decided, we made the mental choice to decide that we were no longer going to give value to a snake as being evil. And guess what we did? We held a snake like that. That's how it works, right? It's not just facing fears or feelings or beliefs. It's about improving yourself and in return, polishing yourself, right? Think of it as like a car. You know, each and every one of you has a car in here, right? Your car is always going to get mud and little stuff on it, but isn't it better when you're always constantly buffing it, waxing it, making it look nice, and keeping it tuned up, right? You can't drive around a dysfunctional car guitar that's not tuned, right? Just like you can't play a guitar that's not tuned correctly. It's all the same concept, right? Does that answer your question?